What's the quickest way to make it look like you've done something wrong and you're trying to desperately hide all of the evidence? Well, you could delete some tweets. You could privatize your Twitter page entirely. And you could delete every single bit of content on your Twitch channel. And as you've probably already guessed, the streamer that we're going to be talking about today, who we're going to call Ego, did all of those things. And he did all of those things after a clip of him reacting poorly to losing a game of Dead by Daylight was posted on Twitter, garnering a significant amount of backlash from the community. Now I'm going to show you the clip in question to get started with this video, but a couple of things to note before we get into it. Number one, this streamer was playing as Survivor and was teaming up with a few of his viewers. Number two, he was bled out by the killer. And number three, one of the teammates was tunneled at some point in the match. Now I am going to talk about each of those things in a little bit more detail in just a second, but first of all, let's watch the clip in question, and I actually have a challenge for you. It's called Try Not to Cringe While You're Watching.
Aha! So it is a TTV. I was right. Hang on, hang on. Can I bully you?
The laugh.
You want to know what his Twitch bio says? I'm not going to call him out here, but you want to know what his Twitch bio says? Peace and love. Peace and love. Good luck out in the fog, gamer. How did I know? How did I know? The way that I immediately knew. I'm not calling him out. I'm not giving the name or anything. But the bio being peace and love is crazy. Oh, never mind. He called himself out. Sorry. I take it. I don't know. I've got nothing to say.
Mr. Jackknife is the killer.
It's hilarious. It's insane, isn't it? It's crazy. Peace and love. Call me out all you want. No, I'm good. Good luck streaming with your 10 average viewers. Have fun. You'll never get anywhere if you're scummy like that. Just saying. In the nicest possible way. Learn to, like, not be the worst person ever to play with. You'll do a lot better, I promise you. Anyway.
Now, there's obviously a lot that we're going to break down off the back of that short 1.5-minute clip. This is probably the quickest, by the way, that anybody has communicated to the rest of the world that they are not somebody you want to spend any time around whatsoever. So obviously Mr. Ego here seems to think that the killer did something toxic, and as I mentioned earlier, he was bled out and another member of his team was tunneled. So let's talk about that for just a second, because this is the Dead by Daylight community and there are bound to be people who are going to be like, well, he tunneled and that means that he should be wished death upon, and his mom should also be insulted because he tunneled. You know who you are. All right, you know who you are. Now, the killer, who I mentioned earlier was called Mr. Jackknife, actually tweeted about the person who they tunneled. They said that, yeah, I tunneled. There was a gamer with distortion. I had to take him out. I believe this guy was playing Aura Reading Huntress, which makes perfect sense. If you're playing as killer and there is somebody in the team who is more of a nuisance to you or is countering you in some specific and powerful way, you're probably going to want to remove them from the team as quickly as possible to give you the best chance of winning. And as for Mr. Ego being bled out by the killer, well, that was because he crawled to a corner where he was unhookable. You know, like, what do you expect? You give the killer no choice but to either let you back up or just bleed you out for the kill in the 4K. What choice do you think he's going to take there? Basically, my point is, once you do a bit of critical thinking, this toxic gameplay that Mr. Ego is reacting to isn't actually toxic at all and is founded majoritively in the choices that the team made against the killer. So, with that out of the way, let's now talk about the behavior of Mr. Ego himself in this clip. And the first thing I want to talk about is how normal this behavior seems to be. There are multiple instances of people in his chat, people who have obviously been in the community for a considerable amount of time because they're either a VIP or a founder, which basically means you're one of the first people to subscribe to the channel. These people are putting disgusting messages in the chat, or they're egging Mr. Ego on when he's like, can I bully him? Which, by the way, what the fuck? How do you say that and not just immediately cringe at your own words? Two people back to back, both VIPs, one of them a founder, said raid them in reference to the killer when they found out it was a TTV. Now, I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark here and say that this raid was not going to be a pleasant experience for the killer. In fact, it was probably going to be him and his community going over and making petty remarks about the way that this guy played the game, or insulting them because of whatever reason they deemed fit. I mean, somebody up in the chat said gearhead with a laughing face. Apparently gearhead is something to laugh at. One person said, vile, nasty, disgusting killer, I spit on thee. Really? The VIP and founder said, tell him you boned his mom. Now, hey, I'm all for a good your mom joke, but this sours the good name of that humor. And then that same person, when the killer came into the chat, said, touch grass, you degen, as in degenerate. And then let's not forget about the endgame chat, where not Mr. Ego or his viewers said GG well played. In fact, Mr. Ego said peace and love, a snide reference to this TTV's bio. The second person just said sure, sure, I'm guessing in reference to the GG's well played. And then the third person said good luck out in the fog, gamer, which Mr. Ego then laughs at, so I'm assuming it was some sort of sarcastic remark. Now, I'm assuming the argument that would be made off the back of all this evidence is, well, a streamer can't control their community. To which I say, bollocks. If Mr. Ego had any issue with what the people were saying in his chat, then he could have very easily just said, no, stop that. But he didn't. He giggled, he laughed, he encouraged it, which says to me that this guy enjoys the fact that he's fostered a community where when he wants to be entitled and toxic and throw some pathetic rage out, his community will be there to back him and to match his energy. Now, if you've watched my channel or any of my videos before, then you'll know that I like doing background research on the people I talk about. And so I tried to do that exact thing with Mr. Ego. But as I mentioned earlier, he's deleted all of the content off his Twitch channel and privatized his Twitter, making it a little bit difficult, but not impossible. After a bit of digging, I found that this guy actually has a bit of a reputation for being unpleasant, let's say, with several members of the DBD community. Multiple people came forward with experiences that they've had with him where he's done this exact same thing. He loses at a game of Dead by Daylight and then he lashes out at whoever his opponent was, using whatever insults he can, whether it's about the way the killer played, the fact that they're a TTV, what perk they used, the list goes on. But as you saw in this clip, one insult he seems to favor above all else is to viewer shame whoever he's attacking.
Good luck streaming with your 10 average viewers. Have fun. You'll never get anywhere if you're scummy like that. Just saying. In the nicest possible way. Learn to like not be the worst person ever to play with. You'll do a lot better, I promise you. Anyway.
Ah, of course. This guy seems to have the playbook for how to grow on Twitch. We all just need to follow his lead. Okay, let me make some notes real quick. Okay, so to grow on Twitch, I need to be an insufferable asshole who can't handle losing at a video game and resort to insulting someone to make myself feel better. I got it now. It all makes sense. All this does is scream, first of all, how egotistical and arrogant you are, but also how insecure you are as a streamer. Whenever I see a Twitch streamer whose go-to insult is to mock the viewership of whoever they're arguing with, all that says to me is that you have no confidence in your own ability as a streamer and your ability to hold your viewership number. So what you do to make yourself feel better and more confident is you try and tear other streamers down. The only way that you can thrive and grow in the space is if you try and destroy all the other competition. Now, it's worth mentioning here that off the back of that initial clip posted on Twitter, this guy did apologize. And we're going to talk about it because it's kind of a crap apology, to be honest. So he starts by saying that it was definitely in bad taste to viewer shame and that it kind of just slipped out, but he kept them anonymous for that reason. He then says that he apologized for it in the same stream and specified that he thinks it's a shame smaller streamers get a bad rap because of toxic killers like the dude in question. This is a load of crap. Because first of all, this whole kind of just slipped out but kept them anonymous thing, he's acting like this was like a one-time accident. It's not. It's not a one-time accident. Multiple people have reported the exact same experience with him, and we actually have a bit of evidence there. Good luck getting anything above 2 viewers with that shitty attitude, lol. So did it just kinda slip out, or is this your immediate Uno card that you like throwing down before anything else? He said he apologized for it in the same stream. We have no proof of that because he deleted the VOD, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he did. Even if he did, it is completely soured by what he says next. Specifying that I think it's a shame smaller streamers get a bad rap because of toxic killers like the dude in question. You're still trying to demonize the killer for their behavior, even after everything that people are saying to you. You are giving streamers more of a bad rap with your behavior than that killer ever did. And I also have to agree with Moki here, who said it doesn't matter how many times he is apologizing if it's a repeated behavior, which is bang on the money. I've said it before, actions speak much louder than words. Through all of my research about this guy, he just raised red flag after red flag after red flag. Not only have multiple people reported the exact same experiences when they've encountered him in the game, but his community seems completely blind to all of his actions and will lash out at any criticism that is sent his way. Both Mr. Ego and his community seem to take the tactic of just trying to silence the criticism whenever it comes their way. And I even spoke to a former friend of his who told me that he threatened legal action against them when they fell out, saying things like, just don't cause any trouble, anything really bad could end up in litigation, and I don't think either of us wants the hassle. I think it also speaks a lot to your character when your first reaction when you fall out with somebody is to make sure that they don't say anything negative about you online and even threaten to take legal action against them if they do. Like, what are you so scared of being released online about your behavior that before anything is even said or done, you are already there threatening that? This guy is like the manufacturer of red flags at this point. There's a reason that I gave this guy the name of Ego, and I'm sure you've probably connected the dots as to why by now. His behavior overall is disgusting, manipulative, and just plain cringe, but I want to go back to him viewer shaming consistently, because it really pisses me off when I see people doing it, especially when people are sitting at higher numbers like this guy who's hovering around the partner mark. It's like they forget that everyone, every single person ever on Twitch, whether it's Odstava, who are some big streamers? Crap. Any big streamer you can think of, every single one of them started at 0. Those people who forget that, the people who laugh at smaller streamers who are just starting out or who use their own viewership as a weapon, do not deserve their platform, because you have clearly taken for granted the position you're in and forgotten how blessed you actually are to be able to say that you have that viewership number. And I also want to say that if you are a smaller streamer, or if you're somebody who is looking to get started with streaming, please do not let douchebags like this put you off or deter you in any way. All of this guy's behavior is rooted in his own problems, his own insecurity, his own egotism, his own arrogance. It's got nothing to do with you. And so you shouldn't let them make you think that you are less worthy of being a successful streamer than anybody else on the platform. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing awesome. But that brings us to the end of the video. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I also want to take a moment to thank everybody who has become a member of the channel. For example, Beyond Madness, Stories of Platinum, Jay Can't Sleep. All of you wonderful people, thank you so much for allowing me to continue doing what I do. It means the world, and your support does not go unnoticed, I promise. If you want to become a member of the channel, you can find a link down in the description. But hey, you can also just subscribe. It's completely free, and you can do it just by clicking a little button. So consider doing so if you're enjoying the content. But for now, go out there and be the best damn Kronks that you can be. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you.